The ancillary tasks I created were a print and radio advertisement. Combining these with the documentary allowed us to explore how we can represent social networking in different mediums, and I had to think about the ways I could present the documentary through imagery or sound. These two adverts had extremely different approaches to advertisement, which allowed me to develop and explore skills I have not used before. However, it was vital I remember that all three texts were similar to one another. To be clear to the audience, they were all centred on social networking. Before we began each ancillary task, it was vital to look into the codes and conventions of the two. Through doing this, I then had a guideline of what information I needed in my advertisements. With the print advert, the significant conventions with the positioning of information, the colour scheme and imagery used. However, with the radio advert, I had to focus my research finding what order of the information must be fed to the audience. Once I had gained knowledge on the basic conventions, this would allow me to produce the best possible advertisement, what would be suitable for the industry. To produce the radio advert, it was important for it to remain a similar style to the documentary and print advert, which in some ways limited my creativity. Beginning to think of ways I could keep the three in relation, I decided to use the same narrator for my radio advert, which was used for the voiceover in The Global Addiction. By doing this, the audience would see the relation between the two. I then began to think of ways I could use similar, if not original, sound in the radio advert. We decided to advertise social networking in a negative light in the advertisement, so the sound in the radio advert had a sinister feel to it. To do this, I decided to use a male voice which was deep and uncomforting. However, I had to ensure the voice was clear and understandable. The first male used did an excellent job. However, when we wanted to record the narration, the radio we used for recording was engaged, resulting in my group recording through a video camera. To do this, we went into a quiet room and used the microphone. However, once we played back the recording, it was clear the quality of sound achieved was not to the same level, resulting in us having to record the advertisement and voiceover again, although this time it took longer and we used a female voice. However, the quality of our work was much better and had an overall better outcome. Backing music in the radio advert is an extremely important factor, having the same qualities as a backing colour scheme on a print advert. We were to maintain a negative presentation of social networking, so I began to brainstorm some eerie soundtracks. After experimentation, I decided the best sound for the advertisement was The Artifact of Living by Michael Andrews. This is an old piano track which has a creepy, slow-paced feel about it. I then edited this alongside the sound of Fitter Happier by Radiohead, which left an electro-robotic sound to the advert which related back to the theme. In comparison to the radio advert, the print advertisement also portrayed a similar chilling presentation of social networking. I knew it was vital to contain one image which would capture the target audience's attention, whilst this information was still clear what the documentary was about and linked back to both the documentary and radio advert. The image had to be simple yet effective. I brainstormed some ideas of an advertisement and then chose the one I believed to be most successful. My initial idea was for a teen to be the central image which was presented on social networking. The audience would have been represented as the computer screen. The adolescent would have an expression of apathy on their face. However, once this advertisement was complete, I had in fact created it portraits, when an important convention was that advert must be landscape. However, I was unable to use this advertisement as it was portraits, so I began to come up with new ideas for creating a poster. Our group came up with the idea of two hands on a mouse, which relates back to the slogan on all three ancillary texts, A Place for Strangers. The slogan is used in both the print and radio advert to show they are both from the same documentary. I also did the same channel ident as it appears in the bottom right of corner of the print advert and is at the end of the radio advert.